Today is August 12th, and today's quote is entitled, "You can always act and think differently." We are all endowed with free will. Therefore, we always have the power to think and behave differently, and thus create more desirable outcomes. Okay, this is kind of obvious, and so if it's so obvious, why would I say it? It's so obvious that so many people don't realize it. Because when we get stuck in thinking and acting in one particular way, oftentimes we think that's who I am, that's how I am, and that's how I'm always going to be. Now, in some cases, that may be true. If it's your Varna, if you're Brahmin by nature, that is who you are, and this is how you will be. But there are other things which are conditioned, which can be changed, which are conditioned by the modes of nature. We can change our situation within the modes of nature. There are habits which we picked up along the way, which we can change. So a lot of us think, well, this is how I am, I can't change, and it's not true. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Krishna has given us so many instructions which say, do this and don't do that. He says, if we didn't have free choice, if we didn't have free will, if we didn't have the power to be able to not do the wrong thing and choose to do the right thing, then why would Krishna tell us, don't do this and do that, if we had no choice, if that's just who we are and we can't decide to do the right thing or we can't decide to change in a particular way? It wouldn't be fair for Krishna to ask us to do something we couldn't do. So just the fact that Krishna asks us, do this and don't do that, means we have free will choices which we can exercise far more powerfully than we think. There's a saying which is very relevant to this. Don't underestimate the power you have to change yourself, and don't overestimate the power you have to change somebody else. We're so much focused on changing others, isn't it? That we're not that focused on changing ourselves. We think somehow or other people need to change. We don't need to change that much. And somehow we think we have power to change other people, and we don't have a lot of power to change ourselves. And some people don't think they have any power to change themselves. So the simple message of this quote is, you can change decisions. You can use your free will in ways that perhaps you don't think you can. For example, sometimes when you're chanting and you're not chanting well, you can actually change your attitude. You can tell yourself, I can chant better than this. I can stop being distracted. Right now, I can decide not to be distracted. Right now, I can decide to give more effort to my japa. Right now, I can decide that I'm going to focus and concentrate. I know many of you think that sounds way too easy. It's not like that. Or some of you are thinking, no, I can't do that. It just doesn't work that way. Well, try it. You can. It's possible. Just making a decision that right now I'm not going to accept this, or I'm not going to go with this emotion, or I'm not going to go with this thought, or I'm not going to go with this attitude. I'm going to change it to something which is going to be useful for what I want to achieve. Just experiment with that. Try it, and you'll see. Krishna was so kind when he created the jiva soul because he gave us free will. The very same free will that got us into this world is the same free will that's going to get us out of this world. So free will is a good thing. Thank Krishna he gave it, but it's a good thing when you use it, and you use it to become Krishna conscious. So the message today is, use it. Use your free will. You can be different. You can be better. You just have to make the proper decisions, have the right attitudes. Take it upon yourself. Use your will to adjust your thinking and feeling and willing in a way that will bring you to Krishna's lotus feet.